Hey guys, what is up? This is Nelcomal here. I want to talk about one game that I would wish would receive a remake, and that would be Resident Evil Outbreak. I mean, if Capcom really wanted to get back on our good side, which they have actually tried to do for years now, ever since we discovered that they only had $150 million in the bank due to all their fuck ups, they should really remake this game. If for those who don't know what Resident Evil Outbreak is, it was a game back during the PS2 era that was meant to be played online. You and two other friends would choose between the characters on this picture right here. Each of them had like their own abilities. For instance, the waitress would be a healer. The Asian girl would be able to carry more items. The cop would be able to. He would start out with a gun. The security guard was great with melee weapons. The reporter used a variety of lockpicks. The plumber could pretty much create weapons based on the stuff he found around. The black dude was able to pretty much walk like a zombie that way, disguising himself from the zombies, and pretty much a lot of great stuff. What I liked about this game was the fact that it actually felt like an actual survival horror game. You know, it wasn't like the other Resident Evil games where it was just like a bunch of people and you knew that they were badasses or they started to be badasses. This one actually felt like it was you. You know, you had these nameless these characters that nobody really knows about that pretty much all of them are nothing more than just like you and me, you know, working odd jobs just to survive. Hell, the first episode actually starts with them going in a bar. You know, pretty much like everybody, you work your odd jobs, you get out of work, you either go home or you hang out in a bar to relieve your stress. And that's what I like. You actually have to work together in order to be able to survive. You know, very much like the games. You know, it was an endless amount of zombies, very little ammo. Another thing was that everybody actually started infected. So not only did you have to try to survive as much as you could with the people and their skills that were given to you, plus you had to actually be aware of the people around you because if they got infected 100%, they would actually turn into a zombie and you can actually attack your friends and your other friends would have to actually kill you if you were the one that got infected. So yeah, it was a really fun game. And the thing was is that no matter what combination of characters you would bring, it would always add like multiple replayability. Pretty much as much or even better than the Left 4 Dead series. I mean, this game was actually really good. But unfortunately, the reason as to why it didn't do so well during its PS2 days and pretty much disappeared into obscurity, despite the fact that many fans to this day, and I do mean many, remember this game and love it, was because of it didn't really come out at the right time. You know, it was one of those games that was ahead of its time at the time, but it didn't really come out when it was supposed to due to the console's limitations. I mean, if anybody remembers the PS2 era, they'll remember that pretty much there was hardly any online games to begin with. I mean, online games was something that was like rare. It's not like now where everything is online. It has to be online. During the PS2 eras, it was like, oh shit, it's an online game? That's awesome. Next generation shit, baby. But anyway, and even if you wanted to play online, pretty much you would have to get this modem, which didn't really cost that much. But even if you got it, it wasn't going to be worth it anyway because most of your friends didn't really have the online feature anyway. So when this game came out, being online, pretty much not many people could actually play it online. So they would have to actually stick to playing it alone. Another thing that pretty much went bad about it was there was no actual voice chat. And this was before the Skype era. So pretty much in order to speak with your friends, it would have to be with phrases on the controller like, let's go. You're doing great. Look out. Let's continue. Like stylized phrases, or even if let's say you wanted to talk with your friends, you would have to do it pretty much via MSN Messenger while everybody was actually connected to the game, or at least based on my knowledge, because I pretty much wasn't a PC gamer until just recently. So anyway, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, the first one came out, the second one came out, and pretty much the second one actually added a few more things. But due to all its limitations, the game left. If the game would have actually come out during the PS3 era, it would have been something great. So pretty much that's the end of my video. I mean, if Capcom really wants to get on our good side, please remake the game, since you've been doing a lot of things to pretty much get our interest back at Capcom again. So anyway, this is Nelcomal signing off.